Hello everyone, this is James Francis and welcome to this week's live Digital Prosperity Accelerator show. In this show, I'm going to be revealing to you the top 5 most profitable products to sell online. All right, but first, before we get started with everything, before we get into the whole thing, please let me know you can hear me okay using the comments. Just go ahead and say, hi James, I can hear you fine. If you're watching in the recording, please go ahead and let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments as well, just so I can help you guys out. And also, if you're attending live, you are one of the lucky few who will get some live help live on air right now. So go ahead and let me know that you're watching this live as well. I cannot wait to share some incredible value with you today, as I do every single week in this group, just to help you guys out get incredible results. Because the way I see things is if I can help you to get results for free on one of these live streams, you're going to be a fan of mine for life, right? I mean, let's face it, not many people nowadays are giving out free advice every single week. Not many people nowadays actually give a crap about you. And I want to be different in that way, that I'm actually helping you move forward towards your goal every single week, all right? So if you can hear me okay, please go ahead and let me know. It just makes me know that, this is all working fine. Sometimes in the past, we've had some issues with Facebook not streaming things as they should have done, and so on and so on. So we're streaming on a few platforms right now, and I can see a few comments coming in. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So let's go. All right, guys, welcome. So first and foremost, who am I? If you've not seen me before, if you have no idea who this guy is, who am I and why am I qualified to help you with your online business? Well, I've been doing this stuff since 2008, okay? So it's not just like I've stumbled upon this in the last few months or something and I'm trying to get as many people to buy my stuff as possible. We've been doing this stuff for a very long time, full time. It's not like I have a full-time job. This is my life, right? I'm helping entrepreneurs to start and grow profitable online businesses, usually by selling online products, online programs, either their own or other people's, okay? So if you fall into that bucket, you're wanting to create an online income for yourself, you want to provide better for your family, have a better lifestyle, not have to conform to the 9 to 5, not make somebody else rich, all that good stuff, you are in the right place. And also you're in the right place if you want somebody to help you with the beginner stuff rather than the advanced stuff, how to get from 10K a month to 100K a month. This place is not for you, right? Although it can still help you, you probably are better off served in other communities, right? But if you are the type of person who is just getting started, you don't know how to get started, you're looking for ways to get started online, and you're not really sure how that happens or how that works, then these live streams and this content is going to be incredible for you to get started with making your first 10K online and beyond that as well. All right, let's go. So, and by the way, we don't just do this, the live streams and so on. We have various programs, we've actually worked with tons, like hundreds of different coaching clients in over 32 different niches so far. And our client results have totaled over $100 million. $100 million in client results. That's not just me plucking a number out of the sky. We've kind of lost count past 100 million, honestly. But we've got people who have gone from absolute zero to making their first 10 million, and even some people who just want to make their first 100K, and that's it. So we have people all walks of life. So just to let you know why I'm qualified to help you with this. So in this session, I want to share with you the top 5 most profitable products to sell, either your own products or affiliate products, okay? Now, when you think of the most profitable products to sell, what do you think of? Okay, I want you to let me know in the comments right now, if you're watching in the replay or if you're watching live, what do you think of? Okay, I want you to let me know what you think. Okay, what do you think? Let's go ahead. Let's see. Okay, so we've got a few people saying ebooks, a few people saying video courses, coaching programs, agency services. Okay, cool. So the answer is some of those and also not many of those. Okay, let me explain. So most people think that software is going to be the most profitable thing you can sell. You look at these huge corporations like, Active Campaign, Infusionsoft, which is now Keep, or GetResponse, Aweber, ClickFunnels, and all these big companies, right? Samcart is another one, which is kind of trying to get to where ClickFunnels is, but I don't know if it's doing a good job or not yet. And then also lots of others as well, right? People think software is super, super profitable, but I can tell you right now, as a beginner, it is not your best approach, and you're probably shooting yourself in the foot, and here's why. Now, with software, you typically aren't going to be a programmer yourself, correct? So you probably don't know much code or any sort of coding or anything like that. So you end up hiring somebody else to do that coding for you. And guess what? They expect to be paid. Wow, right? In this day and age, people want to get paid for stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, you will have to pay them as a freelancer or an employee. So when you're doing that, you're already in the hole. And software development is crazy expensive as a beginner because you often make a bunch of mistakes. You don't really know who the best person is to hire. You'll hire the wrong people to begin with, and then you'll end up with, not having a great outcome. You'll have to scrap the whole thing, and you'll have a few iterations of that happening. And the worst part is most beginners don't know what people actually want to buy. They think they know what you want your audience to buy, what they want to buy. But the truth is you don't really know that much at all because you haven't been in your market for long enough to know that. And although you may do some research, you may follow the Profit GPS exercises that we give out in our paid programs and our coaching program and so on, there's no alternative to real world experience of speaking with your prospects on the phone, putting an offer out there, whether it's an automated offer with a sales page and everything else, or over the phone, a high ticket thing, and then getting some feedback, getting some actual market data. So you could end up spending all of this money on some software, and then you end up with something people don't actually want to spend money on. Right? And then you've wasted this whole thing. The whole business is a bust. And I've known people go completely under because they just wasted a whole bunch of money on something people don't actually want to buy. Or if they do want to buy information on a topic, they don't want to consume that in a software format. They prefer a different format instead, which is one of the ones I'll be sharing with you live on air. So don't make that mistake. Don't go ahead and go straight into software as your first offer, as your first product, because it can often backfire and you can end up wasting a whole bunch of money. Speaking from experience here, I tried that, been there, done that. Had several clients in the past, come to us and say, James, I tried using software, I tried selling software, all the things I just explained to you happened, and then they're just stuck back to square one. Only this time, several $100,000 in the hole because they've just had to borrow. Oh, I'm nearly finished with the software, and then 6 months go by, and then another 6 months goes by, and then they end up with nothing, right? So, with that in mind, what should you look for when selling a product or program online? What types of products or programs should you sell as a beginner? Okay, so once again, this is with a beginner in mind. If you're making less than 10K a month, I class that as a beginner, okay? So anything below 10K a month, this is what you should be focusing on. Number one, it should be scalable. And by scalable, I mean when the number of customers increases, your time does not increase with it. Okay, so if you have 10 customers or 1,000 customers of that product, you are not multiplying your effort by the amount of customers you gain. If you do that, you can end up, let's say, for example, hypothetically, you have a video course, and as part of the video course, you have some sort of one-on-one element. Let's say you decide to include some one-on-one coaching for the first 3 months of that video course, right? Let's say you have 1,000 customers. Suddenly you have 1,000 people wanting 3 months of your time. And you physically can't fit that much help into your day, right? Into your work schedule. And the worst of it is, if you offer those types of personalized help at the low ticket price point, let's say $27, you've basically dug yourself an early grave, let's put it that way. You would get paid more for your hours, your hourly rate, working in McDonald's for the amount of effort you'd be putting into help other people, right? And although you want to do the best as a coach, as a consultant, as an expert, as somebody wanting to help people in the world, a $27 video course or something like that isn't the best way to do that, isn't the best place to do it, okay? So it needs to be scalable in the sense that you have this structured in a way that people can consume it without you needing to be there, to give it to them, to walk them through it and everything else. The next thing we look for is typically something that can establish yourself as an authority figure for future purchases. Okay, so if you're selling something at $27, it should be no surprise to you that that's not where your profit is going to come from. Your profit is going to come from your upgrades after that point. It could be some sort of one-on-one consulting if you want to do that. I don't recommend it, but it's an option. If you want to do group coaching, then of course you could charge upwards of $1,000 plus. For that, because you are able to give better value and better advice. But people aren't going to go ahead and shell out thousands of dollars with you if they don't know who you are, and if they've they've kind of gone through a process or some sort of product from you where you aren't on camera, or at least they don't know who you are. You're not talking from a personal perspective with your own opinions and experiences. So it needs to be positioned in a way and created in a way and presented in a way that positions you as an authority figure. And the ones I'm going to reveal to you shortly are, they fit in all of these criteria. So don't worry about that, okay? Now, the other thing, I guess, is something that you can sell in an automated way for the most part. I don't like setting beginners up with very complex sales-heavy funnels or processes, because most beginners don't have the sales chops to go ahead and sell a $5,000, $10,000 plus package, because typically that requires a lot more objection handling and other things as well. So you want to have things in a way where you can drive traffic to your website, and your website does all of the automated stuff to convert that traffic into a sale, okay, into sales, into customers. And the best way of doing that is with sales pages, with free content that's set up once and then just leave it to run on autopilot, and so on and so on. And you can't do that with more kind of personalized, intimate programs or products or services, And also, to wrap this thing up before we get into what these 5 are, which fulfill these criteria, I'm not really a big fan of the whole agency thing. Like, in the past, we've done the whole agency thing, doing things for people, and we still do it now. But I really thrive on coaching. That's what I personally love to do. Not only do I enjoy it more, but also it's more scalable as well. Because of course, if we have more clients in our agency service where we build businesses for people, it's like we have more work. The more clients we have, the more work we have. So although we really enjoy it, although we get people incredible results and life-changing outcomes, we much prefer coaching, just from my personal opinion and personal experience. Hopefully that counts for something, right? So here are the 5 top most profitable products of all time, okay? So number 5 is ebooks, okay? So ebooks used to be the most profitable thing you could sell online. But nowadays, with the introduction of other methods of people consuming information online, ebooks are not as profitable as they once were, especially because the perceived value has dropped significantly. Okay, so here's what I mean. So with an ebook, you can only charge, I'd say, up to $27. I'd say below 30 is a safe range for an ebook, right? Anything above $30, people are going to look at that and think, it's an ebook. Why are you charging like $50? Why are you charging $100 for what is essentially a book, an ebook, right? It's like, I don't have a copy on me now. I was going to show you my book Ignition. But anyway, I was going to hold that up and say, if I try to sell you this book right now for $100, you think, what is so special about this book? Is it printed on gold paper? Right? It's like, what? So nowadays people don't see the value in ebooks compared to what they used to, but it is still profitable as an entry point into your website, your brand, your programs and products and services, okay? So what we typically do with some of our clients who are a bit more timid, a bit more shy about being on video, we start them off with an ebook as the front end offer in their sales funnel, in their profit process. That's what we call it. We do things slightly differently. So that way, they don't need to be on video. They don't need to show their face and be conscious about how they look on camera or anything like that. It's always about, the value itself and the information itself. But we tell the client, like, look, it's really important that you're aware this is only to acquire the customer. You are not going to get rich off a $7 ebook or a $27 ebook / program, even if you include a few other things with it, right? Until you move on to one of the other 4 types. There we go. The other 4 types of products I'm about to reveal to you now. So ebooks are a great way to get started, especially if you are timid or shy on camera. You're not that great at presenting to people. And even though everyone starts somewhere, I remember back when I had long hair down here and I would talk like, I'd be really horrible on camera, basically. And I had a really bad accent nobody could understand, especially in America. So even now, that's not changed much at all, right? But here I am. So, ebooks are a great way to get started. The 4th one, okay, the next best thing you can do is a kind of like a collection of audios. I always struggle to find a way to phrase this in a way that makes sense to most people, because basically it's a collection of audio tracks. So what I mean by that is, those You probably remember those Time Life commercials on TV, right? Late at night, it'd be the fireplace background, and you'd have the scrolling songs, and it'd be like, introducing this new collection from Time Life. You know, we've got all the classics from whatever period of time, and then it just goes on for the next 5 minutes about how great these songs are. But it's kind of very similar in this type of package, where you have a collection of audio tracks, but they're not songs, they are instructional. So it could be, for example, Tony Robbins has a bunch of these. You know, Tony Robbins is in the self-development niche. If you've never heard of Tony Robbins and you live under a rock, he sells a bunch of audio tracks which are self-help. So you can play them in the car, you can play them on your, you know, in your earphones and stuff where you're on your walk or something, walking your dog or your pets, whatever pet you have, crocodile, alligator, whatever. While you're on your walk, you can play them in your headset. We have various clients who use this type of product, and they're usually in the self-help niche or the manifestation or mindfulness niche. So it's just some topics that spring to mind right now: stress reduction, anxiety reduction, manifestation, like manifesting wealth into your life, the law of attraction type stuff, where there's certain frequencies, and in the marketing it's like this specific frequency helps you to tap into the power of the universe and manifest your dream life in just the next 7 days or something like that. So you're essentially giving or selling something to people which they can listen to, and it's typically with an audio format. Now, why is this more profitable than an ebook? Well, most of the time you can have other people create these for you. Especially if you go to the right places, they can actually just, give you a whole list of things they can do for you. You just pick and choose which one you want to use and sell that. And before you know it, the next day, you can have the rights to sell other people's audio packages, and they are insanely more valuable than a written ebook. Keep in mind with an ebook, it could be 200 or so pages of stuff, and people have to sift through and learn. People hate learning, right? So you want to have things as effortless for people as possible. And a great way to do that is just to give them something to listen to so they can just kind of download that into their brain, if that makes sense, right? Is this making sense so far? Let me know in the comments. If you need some clarification on something, that would be great. I'll be happy to help you with that. But essentially, it's an audio pack, a pack of audio tracks, okay? And you can sell these for anywhere between, depending on the amount of audio tracks and what it helps people to overcome or to achieve, you can sell them for anywhere between $7 to like under $200, depending on what you're helping them solve, cure, overcome, achieve, okay? Let me know if this is making sense so far. Now, the third one here is video courses, okay? Now, I wanted to put this as number one because I personally love video courses, but looking at our data from all of our clients, all of our customers and so on, we found that video courses are incredibly profitable. And by the way, these next three I'm about to reveal to you, video courses plus the other two, are the most profitable things that we're currently doing and working very well for us, and also our clients in other niches as well, okay? So I wanted to put it as number one, but the truth is there are more profitable things than video courses. And also, it requires a bit more effort up front for very little gain compared to the other two, okay? So, as I mentioned earlier on, video courses are infinitely more profitable than ebooks because you're on camera, or at least you have a photo of yourself in the corner while you're presenting a topic with a voiceover. Okay, now by presenting something with your voice or yourself on camera or both, then you are positioning yourself as an authority figure on your topic. And people are going to love what you have to share in that paid product because they've spent money on it, they've gone through it, and they want more from you because they've developed a rapport with you, a relationship with you. Similar to how a bunch of our clients watch these live sessions, they develop some kind of rapport with me and the rest of the company, and then they reach out to ask for some help. Hey James, I'm having some issues with my business right now, can't seem to make my first $100. Could you help me? And they reach out, and then they join our program and we help them. So that applies to you as well. With whatever you create, you want to create something in a way that you're demonstrating your expertise in an authoritative way, and preferably on camera. If you don't want to be on camera, as I mentioned, you can have PowerPoint slides and you can do voiceover over the PowerPoint slides, and that works as well. I did that for the first 5 years. And then every so often I would interject a face to camera clip like, hey, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to help you with blah, blah, blah. Let's get into it. Then I would go to the PowerPoint slides. So even though I was on camera, I wasn't conscious about being on camera through the whole video, and that's a great middle ground. So video courses are great because you can charge anywhere between, again, depending on what you're selling here, anywhere between $17 and like $2,000, depending on what you're selling and what you include inside it. Because you can have like hybrid video courses where you have the main curriculum, the main video course, plus some other additional things as well, like additional resources, maybe a client-only Facebook group where you're helping people and so on and so on. And that kind of video course can be more towards the $2,000 price point. But for most video courses, just a video course, you're looking at anywhere between $17 and $1,000. Okay, depending on the niche, depending on the amount of information they have, but also the quality of the information they have and how much value is inside. Keep in mind, value is not dictated by how many videos there are, it's dictated by the outcome they achieve, okay, and the problem they're escaping. And that's what's important to keep in mind, right? People don't want more stuff. Don't think this has to be like a 50 million video package. It doesn't. Most video courses that we have for our clients are anywhere between 10 to 20 videos. And each video lasts roughly 10 to 15 minutes or so. So nothing like backbreaking where you're sitting there all day long recording the whole thing for a week. You can often get this done in a weekend when you do things the right way, all right? When you structure this in the right way. So video courses are great. I'm just looking at the time here, making sure I'm not running over. So the next one, the second most profitable type of product of all time that we've found in our niche and also other niches as well with our clients is done-for-you packs, okay? So this is something you may not even hear about much at all or know about, or you've never really considered what this is, okay? So done-for-you packs of information, of resources, of templates, checklists, stuff like that. So essentially, you're giving people a whole bunch of stuff that they can just swipe and deploy immediately. All right. Now, within our coaching program, we do this as a part of the program. We just solve the biggest issues for people anyway, and we just give them a whole bunch of stuff that they can just swipe and deploy immediately, saving them hours of work. I'd probably say over 100 hours of work have been saved just with these packs. But when it comes to selling them at a low price point, you can charge anywhere from, I'd say, $27 all the way up to like, again, about $1,000, depending on the niche you're in, the quality of the information, what's included, and the outcome they're going to be achieving from this pack as well. So to give you an example, if we were to package all of our processes, all of our templates, everything in our business, we could probably charge upwards of $1,000. We're not going to do that because it would, number one, it's already in our coaching program, but number two, if we gave away all of our processes, there's nothing to stop other people from just ripping off our business, right? But in terms of, on a low end of things, if you want to charge, let's say, $97 for a pack of done-for-you templates, you could be looking at, as an example, website templates, a bunch of checklists that people need to make sure they have every single thing on that checklist to achieve a specific end goal. It could be, let's say, a meal planner for the week. You include a bunch of recipes, shopping lists of the ingredients they need to make those recipes and so on, and make those meals. A meal planner in terms of a calendar, like on this day, you need to be eating this meal, this meal, this meal, at these times and everything else. Basically just giving people an already proven plan or a collection of resources that they can just swipe and deploy immediately. Okay, that is one of the most profitable things that we've done for our clients and also for our own business as well in our coaching program. But also we have a few of these different resources where we sell some website templates and a collection of sales funnels and so on. And that's worked out really, really well for us. We get around 30 to 40% of people who purchase our low price stuff upgrade to these done-for-you type resource packs, these done-for-you templates. So it's a very profitable offer to have. And something that you can sell on the front end of your business as your first and primary offer if you want to. We found it works better as an upgrade to a video course because then people can shortcut the journey if they want to, right? Now, what you've all been waiting for, what is the most profitable product to sell online? Okay, well, after like 14 years of doing this stuff long term and full time every single day, working with hundreds of clients in 32 plus different niches, I've lost count at this point, with over $100 million plus in results between ourselves and our clients, we found the number one most profitable product to sell online is a coaching program. Okay, now you may be thinking, James, I'm not a coach, I'm not qualified to teach anything in a coaching program, and that's okay because nobody is. Nobody is handed a certificate by the coaching fairy to say that you're ready, right? We all have different experiences, we all have different opinions, and we all I guess like we all have our own way of seeing things and way of teaching things. So it's not like you are bad and somebody else is good. It's just you are different to somebody else just by being yourself. And with coaching, you can typically sell coaching packages anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000 or even $20,000 plus if you're in some different niches like real estate, for example. That would have a very high rate of return on that investment that you make because of the high potential, right? Whereas something like health and fitness, although it's very important to people, it's not like somebody would shell out 20 grand on a coaching program if there are other alternatives available for like 1,000 or 2,000 with very similar people doing very similar things to you, right? You'd have to be very good at your branding for that to happen. People do it, it's just not easy to do, right? So what I mean is you can comfortably charge anywhere between $1,000 to I'd say about $5,000 with a coaching program, depending on the niche that you're in. If you want to charge a bit more, you can, but it's a bit more difficult and you need to be more experienced and a bit more advanced. But the power of coaching programs is unparalleled compared to the other 4 types of products online, because with a coaching program, you can get people much better results because you don't need to worry about giving away too much for the price that they've paid, because it is your top and best offer. Like, we'd never hold back in our coaching program because we know that that's the best thing people can get from us. And it's like, why would we hold anything back, right? So in your case, like you don't have to worry like, oh, I can't say that because then people aren't going to buy my other stuff. This is your other stuff, right? This is like the best thing you can give to people and to get them the best results possible as well. Like, we get 100% success rate in our coaching program, okay? So every single person who follows all of the steps in our coaching program makes at least $10,000 in net profit, okay? Now compare that to, and of course the people who don't do the work don't get the results. But in terms of, I got a notification. We're back, okay, so in terms of, where was I? So yeah, in terms of that, like, you don't need to worry too much about giving too much away. But in terms of success rate, there I was, success rate. In terms of like a low ticket offer, if you're charging, say, $27 for a video course, do you think somebody who spends $27 on a video course is going to be as committed to the end goal as somebody who spends, let's say, $2,000 with you, or $3,000 or $5,000 with you, right? Not only is it a larger payment that you receive as a coach, which helps you to hit your income goals every month, but also people get better results because they're more committed. And also you can get them through the process personally, which is a great feeling. When people have questions, they can ask you. When you, when you create this thing once, it's like, it's done. You don't need to worry about like having to create more and more content. You create it once, you answer questions, and that's it. And that's the beauty of a coaching program. So this is not only scalable in terms of like the more customers or clients you have, you're not going to be working more and more hours. In fact, at the peak of our program, we have like a rolling cycle of our coaching program and so on. We let people in every now and again. But when we were at our, probably I'd say a few months ago, we were at a point where we had a ton of new clients. And it's not like my hours increased because of that influx of new clients. In fact, it was very cool because we were able to help people to the same level of value, with the same incredible, like, getting people life-changing results as we would do when we were having like a new influx of new clients and so on, right? So keep that in mind. I got a dog hair in my eye, which is always welcome. It's crazy what Oscar sheds nowadays. He's crazy, a little puppy. So those are the top 5 most profitable products that you can sell online. If this has helped you, go ahead, let me know in the comments if you are finding this valuable. If you don't mind right now, I'd love to tell you a little bit more about our coaching program and how it can help you if you want to fast track and accelerate your results with your online business. Let me know if that's something you want in the comments. I'll be happy to share that with you. If you don't want it, that's fine. If nobody wants this, it's okay. Ultimately, I'm here to help you guys. I've just delivered about 30 minutes of value, and I'd love to tell you a little bit more about how you can get more of that value on a more personalized basis to achieve your goals in the fastest and best way possible. We've got some comments coming in here. Let's have a look. Cool stuff. So again, we're streaming on different platforms and so on. So we've got multiple comments coming in on my screen here and also on my laptop, which I'm always checking. So that's cool. All right, good stuff. So first and foremost, if you are in the point now where you're just like, you're kind of playing around with this and you're feeling like you need a proven plan, then this is the right kind of thing for you. What we have is we have a step-by-step coaching program which walks you through everything from the very beginning of not having a clue about what you're doing all the way through to making your first $10,000 online and turning that $10,000 into your monthly income. All right. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, go ahead and comment prosperity below in the comments right now. This applies to you if you're watching in the recording and also if you're watching live. All right. So go ahead and comment prosperity below this video right now, and you'll go ahead and I'll reach out to you personally, or a member of my team will, to schedule a chat together where we can talk about what you've done so far, what you want to achieve, what your goals are, and we can see if this approach that we use with our clients and ourselves will work for you and the ideas that you have. We can also help you come up with some ideas for your niche as well if that's something you need. Like if you have the intent of starting or growing an online business, but you don't know where to start, that's totally fine. There is no requirement to have anything set up at this point. It's all about just coming to us and saying, hey James, I want this. How do I get started, right? Go ahead, comment prosperity below if that's something you want. We'll reach out to you and set up a time to chat and we'll talk about the specifics. Otherwise, if you're not interested in being walked personally from 0 to your first 10K online and turning that into a monthly online income without needing to have any qualifications or any existing website, any existing audience, anything like that, that's totally fine. Hopefully you've enjoyed this live session. If you have enjoyed it, please go ahead, let me know in the comments if you would like to see something different in future. Like if you have a topic in mind you would like me to cover, that would be great. Go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you the same time, same place next week. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye-bye.